The rubbing in method is a method used in the preparation mainly of pastry. It's also used for crumbles and some cake recipes, some traditional Irish cake recipes actually. So for the rubbing in method, you put your flour into a mixing bowl. To that you add your butter or your margarine. Now, unlike in previous methods of preparation, you would have your margarine or butter at room temperature. It's better, particularly for pastry, that you have your margarine or butter that bit cooler. Take it from the fridge if possible. Next trick is to use the tips of your fingers, because the whole idea here is to keep everything as cool as possible, particularly making pastry. So use the tips of your fingers to rub the margarine or butter through, lifting the mixture as you do. You see the way I'm lifting it here? This is to introduce air to the ingredients. And air is very important, not alone to give you a lighter result after baking. Air is also a very important raising agent. In fact, air is the only raising agent used in pastry, for example. Now, for pastry, because you need to have everything as cold as possible, you should only have flour on the tips of your fingers as you see there, not your hands covered in flour. If you've done that, you've heated the mixture and you're going to end up with a tough pastry afterwards. So make sure you just use the tips of your fingers and just bring the margarine or butter to pieces about the size of an almond or half a walnut. That is sufficient for the pastry. On the other hand, if you're doing a rubbing in method, for example, for a fruit crumble, I would spend slightly longer, again with the tips of my fingers, but spend longer rubbing the margarine or the butter through until the mixture resembles fine breadcrumbs. When the mixture is at the breadcrumb stage, your crumble is ready to put on the apples or fruit or whatever. So rubbing in method, preparation method used for crumbles and particularly for pastry.